Today is Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. I skipped the reading yesterday, so I feel a little bit guilty, but I will just try to do English reading as before, as if nothing happens. I will just get up and fight. Okay. So today I am interested in the arms dealership. I have to retire in 5 years, so I'm thinking of going into the arms dealership. If you do have any job opening for me, please contact me. I would be keen on your offer and how I can contribute to our mutual business and success. And also, this article, I just pulled off this article from the internet. I've never read it. I just judged this would be good for reading, judging by the size, length of the article. And also, I am practicing English by reading one English article each day. And this is for my today's reading article. So it's a dual-pronged approach academically and business. To knowledge-wise. So it's purely for learning purposes, nothing else. So I will just start reading. It will be like a 20-minute reading. How this one is from Business Catalog. How do arms dealers make money by PC Bob, August 25th, 2022. So it's almost 7 months old. Summary, products and services. Arms dealers business in summary. Arms dealer business in summary. How do arms dealers work and how do they make money? Arms dealers are businesses that sell weapons and ammunition. They can be small, family-run businesses or large international corporations. Many arms dealers are based in the United States, but there are also dealers in other countries such as Russia, China, and United Kingdom. 사무실에서 가져왔어요. Arms dealers make money by selling weapons and ammunition to governments, militaries, and private individuals. They typically charge a higher price for their products than the manufacturer, and they also earn a commission on each sale. In some cases, arms dealers may also provide financing for their customers. There are a number of large arms dealers such as Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and General Dynamics. 3 companies sell billions of dollars worth of weapons each year. There are also many smaller arms dealers such as KSE and FN Herstal. What products and services are typically provided by arms dealers? Give examples. 1. Arms dealers typically provide weapons, ammunition, and other military equipment. 2. They may also provide training in the use of these weapons and equipment. 3. In some cases, arms dealers may also provide financing for the purchase of weapons and equipment. 4. In some cases, arms dealers may also provide logistical support such as transportation and warehousing for the weapons and equipment they sell, such as transportation and warehousing, logistical support, transportation and warehousing. 5. In some cases, arms dealers may also provide maintenance and repair services for the weapons and equipment they sell. Maintenance and repair services. What industrial sector is the arms dealer business part of? What is the market operating environment? Describe its market dynamics in different regions of the world. The arms dealer business is part of the military-industrial complex. The market operating environment is highly competitive and global in scope. Highly competitive and global in scope. Global in scope. Market dynamics vary by region, but the Americas, Asia, Europe, and the Middle East are all major markets for arms dealers. Market dynamics vary by region. Market dynamics vary by region. Market dynamics vary by region. Yep. I'm always trying to memorize good expressions on the spot, such as this. Market dynamics will vary by region. Data, income, typical streams and percentage of income for arms dealers. 1. Arms sales to militaries, 58%. Arms sales to foreign governments, 30%. Arms sales to commercial customers, 12%. Expenditure, typical costs and percentage of spend for arms dealers. 1. Inventory, 50%. 2. Shipping, 20%. 3. Marketing, 10%. Pricing, typical pricing of products and services for arms dealers. 1. Small arms, $50 to $2,500. 2. AH-64 Apache helicopter, $20 million. 3. Aegis missile defense system, $1 billion. Profit, typical profit margins for arms dealers. 1. Bottom of range, 20%. 3. Top of range, 40%. Bottom of range, 20%. 2. Top of range, 40%. Bottom of range, 20%. Top of range, 40%. Income and profitability. List of the top 3 sources of revenue for arms dealers, aka also known as how do they make money, including percentages of income and examples in US dollars for each. 1. Arms sales to militaries. In 2018, Lockheed Martin's arms sales to militaries made up 58% of their total revenue, or $35.4 billion. The U.S. government was their biggest customer, accounting for $26.1 billion of their arms sales. 2. Arms sales to foreign governments. In 2018, Lockheed Martin's arms sales to foreign governments made up 30% of their total revenue, or $18.2 billion. The United Arab Emirates was their biggest customer, accounting for $4.6 billion of their arms sales. 3. Arms sales to commercial customers. In 2018, Lockheed Martin's arms sales to commercial customers made up 12% of their total revenue, or $7.3 billion. The biggest commercial customer was Sikorsky, which accounted for $1.3 billion of their arms sales. Sikorsky. Pricing. What are average prices among arms dealers? How do the market and competition affect this? Small arms, AK-47, $400 to $600. M16, $600 to $800. Glock, $500 to $700. Uzi, $1,200 to $1,500. MP5, $2,000 to $2,500. Large deals. F-16 fighter jet, $18 billion. AH-64 Apache helicopter, $20 million. M1A2 Abrams tank, $8.5 million. Patriot missile system, $3.4 million. Aegis missile defense system, $1 billion. Some general trends can be observed in the arms market. For example, small arms and light weapons are generally less expensive than large weapon systems like tanks or fighter jets. This is due in part to the fact that small arms are produced in much higher quantities than large weapons, which drives down the cost. Which drives down the cost. In much higher quantities than large weapons, which drives down the cost. What happened? I think they changed the advertisement and made more space for it so that this article was driven down the line. So which drives down the cost? The market regions vary by region. Market environments vary by region. Okay, which drives down the cost, which drives down the cost. Additionally, small arms are typically less complex than large weapons, which also contributes to their lower cost. Another factor that affects prices is the level of competition in the market. If there are only a few suppliers of a particular weapon, they will be able to charge higher prices than if there are many suppliers. Additionally, if there is a high demand for a particular weapon, suppliers will be able to charge higher prices. Finally, prices also vary depending on the country of origin. Weapons produced in developed countries tend to be more expensive than those produced in developing countries. This is due to the higher cost of labor and materials in developed countries. This is due to the higher cost of labor and materials. The higher cost of the labor and materials. This is due to the higher cost of labor and materials in developed countries. Overall, prices for arms and weapons can vary greatly depending on a number of factors. However, small arms are typically less expensive than large weapons, and prices also vary depending on the level of competition in the market and the country of origin. So the price is more expensive due to the higher cost of labor and materials, What are the profit margins in the arms dealer business in a percentage range? Profit margins can vary greatly depending on the type of arms dealer business, the products being sold, and the operating costs involved. However, it is generally accepted that profit margins in the arms dealer business are typically quite high, often ranging from 20 to 40% or more. This is due to the fact that the products being sold are often highly specialized and in high demand, and the costs of production and distribution are relatively low. This is due to the fact that the products being sold are often highly specialized and in high demand, and the costs of production and distribution are relatively low. So highly specialized and in high demand, highly specialized and in high demand, highly specialized and in high demand. This is due to the fact This is due to the fact highly specialized and in high demand, relatively low expenses. What is the cost to build an arms dealer business? With an example, estimates suggest that setting up an arms dealing business could cost anywhere from tens of thousands to millions of dollars. Some examples of startup costs associated with an arms dealing business: licensing and permits. In order to legally trade in arms and ammunition, businesses will need to obtain the appropriate licenses and permits from government authorities. The cost of these can vary depending on the country and type of license required, but can range from a few hundred to several $1,000s. Premises. Arms dealers will need a suitable premises from which to operate, which could be anything from a small office or a shop to a large warehouse. The cost of renting or buying suitable premises will depend on the size and location of the property. Inventory. The cost of stocking an arms dealing business with the inventory required to meet customer demand can vary widely, depending on the type of arms and ammunition being what? Inventory. The cost of stocking an arms dealing business with inventory required to meet customer demand can vary widely, depending on the type of arms and ammunition being sold, being handled, being dealt with. What is the staffing cost for an arms dealer business, with specific annual costs and examples in US dollars? There are a few typical factors that go into the staffing cost for an arms dealer business. These include the number of employees, the type of employees, the salary of employees, and the benefits offered to employees. For example, a business with 10 employees may spend $120,000 annually on salaries, while a business with 20 employees may spend $240,000 annually on salaries. The type of employees may also affect the cost, as businesses may need to hire specialized workers such as engineers or scientists. The salary of employees may also vary depending on the position and the location of the business. In the United States, the average salary for an engineer is $85,000 per year, while the average salary for a scientist is $95,000 per year. Benefits offered to employees can also add to the cost, as businesses may need to provide health insurance, retirement plans, and other perks. That's a good word. Perks. Benefits offered to employees. Okay. Scientists make more money than engineers. List and description of the top 3 ongoing expenses for arms dealers. What percentage does each represent? The top 3 ongoing expenses for arms dealers are the cost of the inventory, the cost of shipping, and the cost of marketing. The cost of inventory represents the largest expense, followed by the cost of shipping, and then the cost of marketing. Why pay more? 찾아봐. The cost of inventory represents the largest expense, followed by the cost of shipping, and then the cost of marketing. The cost of inventory represents 50% of the total expenses, The cost of shipping represents 30% of the total expenses, and the cost of marketing represents 20% of the total expenses. Okay, the cost of maintaining a stock of weapons. This can include the cost of storage, insurance, and security. The cost of marketing and advertising. This can include the cost of attending trade shows, advertising in industry publications, and paying commissions to sales agents. Paying commissions to sales agents. Paying commissions. So it is called commissions, not salary. Commissions. Yeah, Koreans say premiums, but that's for the insurance commissions. Or the cost of shipping and logistics. This can include the cost of packaging, shipping, and handling weapons. History, strategy, and challenges. What is the history of the arms dealer business with examples for each continent of the world? For centuries, military hardware has been traded between different nations, with arms dealers playing a vital role in facilitating these transactions. The arms trade first began to take on its modern form in Europe during the Renaissance period. At this time, firearms were first introduced and quickly became a coveted commodity. Arms dealers began to emerge, selling weapons to both sides of conflicts. Selling weapons to both sides of the conflicts. Selling to both sides of conflicts. Both sides of the conflicts. That's good expression and good tactics of business. Selling weapons to both sides of conflicts. The arms trade continued to grow in scope and scale over the following centuries. In the Americas, the trade in firearms played a significant role in expansion of the United States and the development of its frontier. In Asia, the arms trade was a key factor in the colonial expansion of European powers. Today, the arms trade is a global industry worth billions of dollars. Arms dealers continue to play a vital role in supplying weapons to both governments and non-state actors. The history of the arms dealer business is a long and complex one, with dealers operating in every corner of the world. What business strategies are used by companies in the arms dealer business? There are a few different business strategies that are typically used by companies in the arms dealer business. One common strategy is to focus on selling to government and military customers, as they are typically the biggest buyers of weapons and other military equipment. Another strategy is to focus on selling to other arms dealers, as they can be good source of repeat business. Good source of repeat business. A good source of repeat business. Additionally, many companies in this industry try to maintain a good reputation in order to attract new customers. In the arms dealer business, the threat of new entrants is relatively low, as it can be difficult to get started in this industry due to the high costs of inventory and the need for specialized knowledge. That's good for the threat of new entrants. The threat from or threat by or threat of new entrants. Different meanings. Threat of substitutes is also relatively low as there are not many products that can serve the same purpose as weapons and other military equipment. However, the bargaining power of buyers is relatively high as there are many companies competing for government and military contracts. Additionally, the bargaining power of suppliers is relatively high as there are few companies that produce the raw materials needed to make weapons and other military equipment. Finally, the intensity of competition is relatively high as there are many competitive companies vying for market share, vying for or fighting for, vying for market share, vying for market share, vying for market share. The business secret some arms dealers use to make money is one common tactic is to sell weapons to both sides of conflict. That's good expression. This ensures that the arms dealer will continue to profit even if one side loses the war. Another strategy is to sell outdated or defective weapons. These weapons may be less effective, but they are often cheaper and still deadly. Arms dealers also often take advantage of corrupt officials. Bribes and kickbacks are common in the arms trade, and dealers who are willing to pay them can get access to lucrative contracts. Finally, that's problem. One time, a female Korean American had sex with an army general in Korea to sell airplanes or other arms deals, and her name was Nanda Kim, and Nanda also means flying, so she was flying over the military after the sex. So the military was in her grab. Bribes and kickbacks. Bribes and kickbacks are common in the arms trade. Bribes and kickbacks are common in the arms trade. Bribes and kickbacks are common in arms trade. Finally, many arms dealers are experts in marketing their products. They often use aggressive and misleading advertising to convince buyers that they need the latest and greatest weapons. Wow, they often use aggressive and misleading advertising. They often use aggressive and misleading advertising. What recent challenges or dramatic events have been faced by companies in the arms dealers business? The arms dealer business has faced several recent challenges and dramatic events. One challenge has been the increasing regulation of the industry, which has made it difficult for companies to operate. Another challenge has been the rise of new competitors, which has led to a decline in the market share for some companies. A decline in market share for some companies. A decline in market share for some companies. In addition, the industry has faced a number of scandals, including allegations of corruption and illegal arms dealing. These challenges have made it difficult for companies in the arms dealers business to operate and have led to a decline in the industry's overall profitability. Interesting facts about arms dealers. Arms dealing are one of the few businesses which it is considered acceptable to lie and cheat. Fuck that. Arms dealers often operate in conflict zones or areas with unstable governments. Arms dealers sell weapons to both governments and rebel groups, both sides of conflicts, both governments and rebel groups. The arms dealer business is worth an estimated $60 billion a year. The largest arms dealers in the world are the United States, Russia, China, and France. United States, Russia, China, France. Yeah, I would like to work for Northrop Grumman, General Dynamics, Lockheed Martin, Cat, I think Cat, I don't know, Khaki, SAIC, SAIC, and other weapons dealers. Yep, I would like to work in the States and sell weapons to my country, Korea, or even North Korea, both sides of the conflicts, Russia, China, or other conflicts. Yeah, I have high moral standard, but when it comes to arms dealership, I would like to be a real professional and success in my business, selling weapons to both sides of the conflict, and I would stop a decline in the market share of company that I work for, and what else? Uh, yeah, there. I will make sure that there is no threat of new entrants, no substitutes. What else? Yep, bribes and kickbacks are common in the arms trade dealership, but I'll see to it that I will not use that aggressive or sometimes misleading tactic like advertising. Bribes and kickbacks, I don't know, corruptions are not my type, but sometimes the squeaky wheels need to be greased. Um, what else? Industry, Lockheed Martin, uh, challenge the cost of labor and materials are high in developed countries such as in the United States. So, for example, I would make the weapons made manufactured in Korea where the cost of labor and materials are relatively lower. Yep, private sectors were each and so on. So it was quite a long article, but it was a good informational one. I really appreciate Business Catalog online. They did a good job of making an introductory article about arms dealerships in the world, such as Lockheed Martin and General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman. I know all of them when I worked for the military relocation to Pyeongtaek from Yongsan. I met all of them. They are good people. They make a lot of money. They are rich business. So if you hear me somewhere out there, please contact me. I would be happy to work for you. Yeah, currently I work for Korea Telecom, KT, number one carrier in Korea. I like my company. I work very hard for its success, but I also would be interested in moving on to become a contractor in the arms dealership. So thanks for listening. I really practiced English very well with this article. I really appreciate that. I think my English is improving day by day. The market trends can be changed, vary by region, but it's okay.